All right, and we're live. Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. It is I, Mike V. Hope everyone has had a wonderful start to their week. This is episode number 29 of the Monday Mic Drop. We are back. It's been a few weeks since the last episode, but we're back. We've got some news to discuss, some big wins to share from our good friend Buffalo 22 over on our Discord server. We'll go ahead and showcase those as well. And we'll discuss the big news of the upcoming spring, I guess you could say, and we'll recap a little bit of Poker Marathon Week. I've gone ahead and created a screen that I'll share with you shortly with some interesting statistics, as well as yeah, we'll we won't spoil it just yet. But Robin is here. Hello, welcome. Glad you could join us. All right. Let me see if I can put a little bit more light. Ooh, bright. Okay. I mean, it's overcast in this direction, but the sun is setting, so I'm trying to find a good amount of light to get through here. All right, that should be good. Hey, look at what we got. We got Gamble Smart. I'm guessing it's is it Mark or Dave? I'm guessing it's Mark. You've been active on Discord as of late, but yeah, glad for you to join. Yeah. So this was going to be my fourth visit to the country. Yeah, so this will be my fourth visit, and the first time in about a few years. So this is exciting, obviously. So I'm going to be doing quite a bit. All right, so yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and get started with the Costa Rican news. Okay, so I for those of you on my Discord server, I have given you the heads up on what's going on. I'll go ahead now and announce it here. Condo is booked, security deposit made, flights were just recently booked as well. Contacted my driver, and he's available to pick me up from the airport. So the arrival date is April 23rd, and I'll be there for 3 months. So yep, got myself a nice condo. So be there for quite a bit. And little Joe's here in the chat. And yeah, oh yeah, Joe, you're in Vegas now. I'm presuming because you mentioned it during our stream on Thursday. So best of luck there. All right. So okay, let's go ahead and get started with statistics from the Poker Marathon Week. So we had a successful 7 straight days of poker from February 10th through the 16th. And I have a slide here. I'll go ahead and show it right now. Poker Marathon Week stats. So some interesting statistics to share with you guys. So we've had a total of 21 participants over the course of those 7 days. And 9 of those players have won at least one event. So congratulations to those 9, and you can actually see them listed at the bottom. The highest number of total entries was 19, and that was during the weekly stud challenge on Tuesday evening. And our event winners. So congratulations if your name is listed here. You've won at least one event. And myself and Bowling Dude, BD Twitch, happened to have the distinction of winning 3 events apiece. And GTO and Zippy have won 2 events, with Proud Monkey, B&L fan, Boozers, Matt, Easy with Dace, is Lil Joe, and Seston winning 1 event apiece. So congratulations. All right. Go ahead and check the chat here now. How long is the flight? Okay, so there were a number of options I could have chosen. But for me, I've decided on Copa Airlines with a layover in Panama City. This will be the second time I've taken that airline. And I figure, you know what? They just built a brand new terminal there. So, I'm going to go ahead and check it out. because it didn't exist the first time I transited through Panama City. But the other option I could have taken was Delta with a layover in Los Angeles. I've taken that a couple times before. I just don't like Los Angeles Airport, in my personal opinion, though. I don't know if they finished having those easier connections between the terminals at LAX, because you had to take that bus to go in between the terminals, and it's waiting in line there. I didn't really like that. But yeah, so I've decided on taking a direct flight into Panama City, and then from there to Costa Rica. It is an overnight flight. Yeah, I don't know if anyone does like the LA airport, right? Yeah, they're the TSA agents are mean. That's another thing I've noticed. Don't want to have to transit there going back from an international flight. It's like we're the only country that forces everybody through security if they want to continue on a domestic route after arriving internationally. I don't know if we're the only country, but it seems that way. All right, so I guess I'll also give out the preliminary plans for my visit to Costa Rica. So, for those of you who were like the earliest subscribers to my channel, you may have seen either live or maybe a recording after the fact, like one of my streams from the country of playing real money online poker on PokerStars. I didn't stream it that often though, because there was the risk of the power going down, because electricity infrastructure there is not the best. But surprisingly, it actually hasn't been that bad. And if there is an outage, it usually lasts a couple of seconds and it comes back on. The last time a major power outage took place, I think was in July, I believe, during my last visit. There was a one day where there was actually, apparently, when I messaged the landlord of this condo I was staying last time, it happened. It was an unannounced maintenance work in our section of town, and that resulted in the power being out from like 8:30, 9 in the morning up until 3 in the afternoon or something like that. But yeah, so okay, so the plans are, obviously there's going to be some personal reasons, which I won't discuss here. It's beyond the scope of the channel. Obviously, I will be loading up some real money poker games on PokerStars and possibly other sites. As you may have noticed, I still have my PokerStars account is still registered to Costa Rica, which means I'm able to play once I'm outside the U.S. Can't play from within the U.S. Terms and conditions. And I'll probably be streaming some of it. The Spring Championship of Online Poker should take place at its normal time during the month of May, so I'll be looking forward to that. I also would like to do some other videos specifically on Costa Rica, specifically like how is it like taking the local taxi, for example, or in the town that I usually stay. I might also even do some online gambling even too on for like a special stream as well. And then of course I'll do the usual tourist things. We'll figure out what tours I can take, of course, all that stuff. I did that the first time. That was quite cool. Oh yeah, and then my parents, of course, being wanting to not wanting to for me to leave for them for 3 months, they have decided to visit for a couple of weeks, about a month after I arrive. So yeah, they get to visit me as well. That'll be taking place, in late May, I believe, until June. And I made sure to get a condo with an extra bedroom, so they can stay with me as well. And over the weekend, we had to organize their flight as well. That's also another thing for those of you who are watching who might be from the Bay Area. United Airlines is going to start a direct nonstop flight between San Francisco and Costa Rica, San Jose Airport in Costa Rica, starting May 22nd. And that'll be once a day direct, leaving at I think 11 something in the evening. So it'll be an overnight. So that's going to be another option coming soon for anybody there who are planning to make a visit and want to just take a direct flight. So little Joe having some stories in Vegas. All right, let's go ahead now and let's see. We're going to go ahead and showcase wins that are shared on my Discord server. So if you guys have a video poker win, you're a member of the Discord server, you can share it on the video poker section. You can share your wins, and I can showcase them during our Monday lives. So we'll go ahead and start the first three here. Well, actually, there's only three from Buffalo 22, who regularly plays, it seems. We go ahead and show off right here. So we got three wins here on Multipliers Rising Poker. And the first one here is what appears to be, what is it, four deuces? With four deuces on the second hand here with a 12 times multiplier. Total win is 4,920 credits. These are quarters. Hand pay of $230. The second one is a royal flush, no multipliers, 4,000 credits even at quarters, and even $1,000. See it right there. And then finally, we have another minimum hand pay here. We've got 4,830 quarters. Looks like it was four fours with a deuce kicker with a 6 times multiplier. Yeah, 4,800 there. So yeah, Buffalo 22, congratulations for those nice wins. Yeah, Robin. Yeah, so that's going to be something to start. That's going to start off in May 22nd. So yeah, for those of you who are not from San Francisco, United Airlines has their West Coast hub here in the Bay Area. So you're going to see a lot of United planes flying in and out. But then you also have, of course, a lot of international flights. It's always the interesting ones to look at when plane spotting. Yeah, okay, so let me go ahead and close these off, and we're going to go ahead and let's get started here with the Video Poker Group Challenge. We haven't done one in a long time. And the last one, I think, Tracy, I don't know if you're watching, but you asked during a couple Thursdays ago the results. You probably wanted me to check it because of how I did, because I ended up winning. I'll go ahead and show it off here. The Video Poker Group Challenge that ended on February 9th, it was 100 play wheel poker, 100 hands of that, and my score was 12,290, and that was the highest score. I was the winner. That's my username right there. Score of 12,290. So I ended up winning one. Couple of weeks after Little Joe won one. So yeah. Let's see if we can see if I can do it again. But let's go ahead and spin this wheel here and see what our next group challenge is going to be. Boop. Pick a multiplier poker. Just snuck right in. All right, I'm going to go ahead and set it up. Pick a multiplier poker. All right, let's do group challenge. Anyone? We'll keep the maximum at 50 players, rather. And what is it? Pick a multiplier. I think I showcased this one, of course, in a previous stream. All right, this will be a 6-day challenge. And should be here. Yep, 100 deals are good. 552671 is the challenge ID. All right, page is refreshed. I'll go ahead and show it to you guys. Here we go. 552671. Pick a multiplier poker. Ends on March 2nd. March, my goodness, it's already the end of February. I know it's a short month. Okay. Time's going by fast. I still have some other things I need to do in the next couple of weeks. Personal stuff. All right. So if you guys have any questions you want to ask me, feel free to post them in the chat. I can answer your questions. If you have a request on a video poker game you want me to showcase and play right here during the stream, we've got still 45 minutes until we end it off. And for those in the poker club, 15 minutes after the top of the hour, we're going to be playing our Monday tournament over on our PokerStars home games. So yeah, feel free to ask me any questions you have on video poker, slots, other casino games, Texas Hold'em poker, budgeting, personal finance. Or the recent trip to Costa Rica I'm going to be heading to. If you got any questions about there specifically. we need a new month. The marathon killed my stamina. Well, yeah, that's speaking of such, for those of you who missed it, let me go ahead and pull this back up here. This was the statistics that I shared at the very beginning of the stream. So we have a tie on the total number of titles, total number of events won during that week. So I won 3 and Bowling Dude won 3. Bowling Dude also got a lot of second place wins as well, including the main event, the one that one of the ones that I've won. I would have to go back and check and see total number of podium finishes, but given that Bowling Dude is currently first in the leaderboard for the month of February, I would probably nominate Bowling Dude as the player of the series. Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'd have to go and check other stats to confirm my suspicions. But given what I've what my sponge of a brain thinks, I'm pretty sure Bowling Dude probably deserves the distinction of being the player of the series. What do you think? And that is true. Little Joe, you did do well in the beginning as well. You had that win early on. I mean, like I said, your name appeared on the amongst the 9 that have won at least one tournament. The average finish, I would have to go back and check, plug in some numbers. See like how many top 3 finishes or what the all that stuff. I didn't have enough time to get into the nitty gritty, but yeah, I could pull up some other stuff later on if you're interested. All right. And I guess while we're at it as well, I'll aim for more questions. For those of you who are curious, the thumbnail that I use for this episode of Monday Mic Drop was from when I was in Costa Rica. Of course, it was clipped off of a video that I took that I never released. You might have seen me use that as like a profile picture on one of my other few of my other socials. But yeah, it's clipped off of an unreleased video taken from my second visit to the country back in 2019. It was on a Sunday during the month of May when there was a break from the rain and there was some sun. And that's when one of those visits to the beach that I made. So yeah, let's see. I guess I'll go ahead and load up a video poker game for you guys. All right, let's see. It's been a long time since I've actually made a casino visit. I refused to go, obviously, a couple weeks ago because when my parents were making the trip over to their house up north. The reason why is because I was hosting a marathon week, so I couldn't do it. The next visit will most likely be in March, cause actually, let me grab something. One moment, guys. Um, where is the intermission screen? There we go. I just want to go grab something. All right. Bring back my web camera. So, one of our casinos. I have no clue what determines who gets mailers in our family at this casino. For monthly freebies and what causes their free play amount. So I probably got one. I think I got one for February as well, but I didn't go yet. But for March, I don't play much. I guess they want me to come back, but I've got $40 every week, excluding Friday. And yeah, that's going to give me an incentive. And I know what to play, video poker, of course. My conversion rate of free play is very high. I can usually get 75% or even 100% full conversion of free play on video poker. And if I'm lucky, even higher. And then I decide, if I want to continue playing or if I want to cash it out, all that stuff. So yeah, there's definitely going to be a casino trip or two during the month of March. It's been a while. It's always good to have that. It's always good to have that long break. Because last time I was during New Year's, I was, I just didn't want to see another casino anymore after New Year's. We went a week straight of heading to the casino. All right, Matt is here, late as usual, but at least he's here. I'll go ahead and show off the screen again since you're here, Matt. Here's some stats that I collected from Poker Marathon Week. 21 total participants, nine of them winning at least one. Highest total number of entries was the weekly stud challenge with 19. And the list of event winners are right down below by order of total number of wins, and then in alphabetical order of usernames. So Bowling Dude and I each won 3 events. GTO and Zippy each won 2, and then 5 players, including yourself, winning 1 event apiece. Yeah, right on time. And fortunate for you, it's not like I'm in the middle of answering a bunch of questions, so I'm able to go back and repeat what I've previously said. Pick a Multiplier Poker is the new video poker group challenge that was spun. So yeah, feel free to start playing, and I'll be sure to record my session. That's another thing as well. I think once I get to Costa Rica, I'm probably not going to do any of these video poker group challenges anymore, or at least not as a dedicated video, of my play. If you guys still really want it, by the time April comes along, then what will most likely happen is I'll probably set it up and then just play it during the Monday live stream instead of doing a dedicated video for it because I'm obviously going to focus on other things. Oh, and Matt does bring up a good point. Are we going to have another poker marathon week? Are we going to have a season 2 so that Matt can participate more if there's a next time? I've been thinking about it. Very likely, it will probably be when I'm in Costa Rica. I'll probably set it up there. Most likely, it'll be after Scoop because I'm going to probably focus on Scoop being the Spring Championship of Online Poker. I want to focus on that first, and that's usually during the month of May. So probably sometime in June, maybe after, because actually in the early part of June, my parents are actually going to come visit me in Costa Rica for a couple of weeks. So, and that'll probably happen right after. Yeah, that's going to happen right after Scoop finishes. So I would say mid June, late June, maybe, because I'm going to be there until late July, and so maybe I'll schedule another poker marathon week during that time. All right. Feel free to ask me any more questions or request a video poker game you want me to play. So we're getting close to the bottom of the hour, so we've got 30 more minutes. And for those of you in the PokerStars home game, we've got our Monday tournament in about 45 minutes time. Summer vacation works for me, yeah. All right, so what game and buy-ins I'm assumingly you primarily be playing. So I'm probably going to use the formula that I did during my last trip because it was successful. I mean, if it worked out if the previous time, might as well continue it. So I focus primarily on multi-table tournaments, at least for PokerStar specifically. So obviously the Spring Championship of Online Poker is going to take place very likely during the month of May. Obviously, it has not been announced yet. They usually announce it, I don't know, during late March, early April, I think is when they announce the official dates for Scoop. So usually it's during the month of May, starting usually around Mother's Day or the week before, depending. And the buy-ins for multi-table tournaments, I usually stick to at the low end $5, at the higher end 22. That's what I usually stick to for MTTs. Give her, and everything in between. Obviously, I'm going to go with the balance that I have left over in my Stars account, but I also have an e-wallet balance that I can draw funds from in case I'm having a bad month or a bad week or something. Yeah, so I have a balance on Skrill. Skrill is a well-known e-wallet where that can be used to deposit funds in and out of online gambling sites. Think of it as it's similar to PayPal if you're familiar with that, but they've specialized in as being an intermediary wallet, for online gambling sites, easy in and out, and I've got a balance there that's and my account there is still in good standing, so I should have no problems, hopefully. In case I need to make a deposit on a PokerStars from there, that'll be my primary method. And yeah, I'll be using that balance. I don't need to obtain extra funds, so I'm good there. I'm bankrolled. Let's just say, I don't have to worry too much. I'm also, I've got, I've always make sure whenever I make a trip like this, I want to be sure, I'm good. I have a cushion for, in case of emergencies, but I have everything paid for, all that stuff. The rent. I've got the money for the rent. I've got the money for the electricity bill because I have to pay separately, but water and internet are included in this particular condo that I'm staying in, so that's good. Oh, and 1 month, one free month of cleaning too. That's actually the first time I've gotten that. Previously, in previous places I've stayed, I've had to pay for the cleaning separate. So that's good. As for other games, I might try. I have done occasionally a cash games, but obviously PokerStars cash games tend to be really tough. But luckily you could still table select on PokerStars, and I usually am very particulate whenever I table select. And so far the previous couple of times have worked well in my favor. So, but let's see. Single table sit and goes. I usually have done well on those too. It's too bad they no longer have the 45 player sit and goes. They've replaced it with on demands. Sometime I think in late 2021, early 2022, they've completely changed the traditional sit and go offerings. They used to have the 45, the 45 player sit and go tournaments, which were quite fun, and I would do very well on those. And I played it both for real money and for play money. I think I still have. I think I still have recorded someplace yeah, I still have a recording of one of my playthroughs of the 45 player sit and go. During my last trip, I did record quite a bit of my play, but I've never released it. Oh, and Bowling Dude, you finally made it as well. I've been mentioning you. I've been mentioning your victory here. If we go bring back the statistics screen here that I have prepared here, you and I have the distinction of winning 3 events during Poker Marathon Week. And based on your current leaderboard standing for the month of February, and I have to go back and check, but the number of second place finishes you've had as well, I've considered nominating you as Player of the Series. Even though I easily could also be qualified for that as well, since I've won 3 events as well. So what do you guys think on that? But yep, Bowling Dude's here with us now in the stream. Let me go ahead and take a sip of water. Another type of tournament that I've played on PokerStars before as well for real money is Spin and Goes. Those are the 3-player super fast tournaments where you could win $1 million on the $5 buy-in one if you're lucky enough to spin it. Obviously those are almost impossible, but where you can win potentially thousands, even at the smaller buy-ins. Those are high in variance. I've had hit or miss on playing myself. Usually I would play the Spin and Goes whenever I want to, during my last visit, right at the very end of my stay, I wanted to complete the progress bar for the rewards and claim the last chest, before I had to leave back to the U.S. during my last visit. And so I was playing Spin and Goes because I figured that was the fastest way of doing it. And I did showcase one of my plays of Spin and Goes that I recorded. I think I showcased it in a video from over a year ago, where I did a video showcasing the Spin and Go lobby. It's on my YouTube channel if you haven't seen it. Community vote, may the best player win. It's a good idea. Sure, yeah. Community vote. All right. All right. Any further questions? I'll continue to talk along if there's something else interesting to discuss. I still have the video poker lobby showing in front of my face in case I want to pull a game up and play. Okay, all right, let me go ahead and, let me just load up some single hand. I haven't done it in a long time. Well, actually, let me do it on pro mode. All right, which game? I wish I could mimic how the free play. Well, I guess I could do that. How I basically use my free play over at one of the casinos I go to. Here, let me showcase it here. So let's see. I have $40 free play over at Calusa for each week, excluding a Friday for some reason. My dad, for some reason, got less for the month, even though I haven't played since New Year's. So they want me back, that's for sure. All right, let me load this up. So I'm loading up pro training here, customized with bonus poker. I'll go ahead and show you my screen shortly. Just loading it up here. It's the club meet epic. Very funny. All right, where is? Here we go. Make sure you guys can see. All right. All right, looks like the right side's going to be cut off a little bit. All right, that looks fine. Let me remove dynamic replay. So yeah, this is 6-5 bonus poker. This is what you typically see on many California tribal casinos, especially at the quarter denomination. This is true at Calusa. This is true at Feather Falls, I believe. This is true at... this was also true at Sky River when I went there for the first time back during New Year's week. So yeah, that's going to be a common pay table, like just under 97% payback percentage. So it's pretty poor, but so I went ahead and put a virtual $40 in. I'm gonna have to. So how many hands is that at quarters? That's 16, right? Yeah, that sounds right. Dun, 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 dun. Oh no, that's for $20. It's 32. 32. Yeah, because it's 8 for $10. And yeah, and then 4 is 40, and then 8 times 4 is 32. Yeah, so 32 hands for $40 free play. So let's go ahead and test out 32 hands, I guess. And we got an interesting hand already. King Queen versus Queen 10 suited. I always go King Queen, and that's correct in this spot. What do we got here in the chat? All right, got some conversation going. That's not pertaining to me. Got a flush draw. Flush. Is there a way I could see? Okay, I could see the number of deals right there. All right, I know you're not gonna see like the top of the pay table, but I want to see the number of deals here. Oh, you can't see it, but I can. All right, so we'll go ahead and do it like that here. All right, what do we got? Ace and Queen. Two pair. Ace and King. Flush draw. Oh, got it again. That's lucky. Pair of nines. Pair of fours. jack suited. Pair of fives. Queen. Pair of deuces. Oh, two pair. Pair of aces. Ace and queen. Pair of tens. Again. King jack. Pair of kings. Pair of nines. Ooh, we got... Oh yeah, Dale asked about this on Discord. So this is a double gap straight flush. And I also have two high cards. The two highest ones, ace and king, I believe. Yeah, that's what I said to him when he asked when I answered the question. So we can take a look right here. Oh, it's actually not that close in this case. So yeah, if you have a high cards and a 3 to a straight flush, a double gap that is 10 or below, then you go for the high cards. If for example this 8 was a 7 of clubs, then it actually is better to go for the straight flush, and especially if it's a 6 of clubs, because you have if there's no gap, then you would go for it as well. That's usually the case. Jacks are better. I believe bonus poker is the same. And let's what do we get? All right, next deal. King and queen. All right, 4 more hands. We got a pair of tens. Ace. Pair of threes. And pair of eights. All right. Not that great at the very end, but that was 32 deals. So that's $40 of coin in. So if you had so with $40 in free play, we're just simulating how it is to convert free play on video poker. The ending balance here for this attempt was $35. So that is a pretty good conversion. I mean, that's what I'm that explains, why video poker is so much better to convert free play in than most slots, or all slots, I would say. 50, it's like 50% conversion for slots being good, I think is what I've heard. So, but with video poker, it could be much closer to 100%. Obviously, a little bit lower, like as you see here, this is quite common, which is fine, given the lower volatility. So yeah, that's a little bit of a showcase right there. You can repeat the study yourself if you want to do it on your own. Of course, it did help that we got a couple of flushes early on. All right, we've got 15 more minutes before we wrap things up. So any further questions you may have, or you want to see a game, or... All right. Let's see. Any other things I can discuss while we wait? I guess I can go ahead and load up another game. Let's see. What can I load up in pro mode that we have? Okay. Strategy, 50 play. Let's do something crazy. Let's do 100 play with quick quads. We'll do double bonus. And let's go super crazy here. We'll do dollar denomination. Actually, no, that's too crazy. Well, let's do it. Why not? Let's pretend we're high rollers. I mean, this is a common sight to see in on the strip and even in Reno. I think I've seen these. Maybe not the one with quick quads, but just regular hunter play. At high limits. I mean, this is nuts if you think about it. Robin says you'll need a hashtag Costa Rica, pics of you on the beach, food, etc. I got that. That reminds me. I need to start using my other socials more often because I mean, you can go to my Instagram at Club Mike V, and you'll be able to find some of my older photos from one of my early visits. God, back then I was clean shaven too. um, and then my third visit, I don't think I shared it on Instagram. I think I shared it on my private Facebook page. With the one where I only have family and friends on there. Um, but yeah, I haven't been active on either of those in a long time. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to post some, you know, outside of the channel related stuff with Costa Rica. Obviously, me being at the pool. The condo that I'm staying at is gonna have a pool as well. I think it's a saltwater pool. They said as well. Instead of chlorinated one, which probably explains. Now that I think about it, the pools that I've stayed at previously, I've noticed, especially the one from my last visit, there are showers on site. And I've noticed when the locals go to the pool, because there are locals who stay either live there or stay temporarily at some of these condo complexes as well. They're from the metropolitan area, near in and around San Jose. They may come for a weekend visit to the beach towns. And one thing I've noticed is that they would go into the shower, like rinse themselves, for like 20 seconds, 10 seconds, just briefly in the shower, rinse themselves before they go in, and then they rinse themselves when they come out. I never see that happen when I go to a pool in the US. So I wonder if it's because the pools are not, you know, they're not chlorinated. So because of that, you have to clean yourself before you go in and out. I even in a previous trip, I stayed for a brief visit in 2019 at an Airbnb, and the pool there was a sign saying, shower before you go in, something like that. That's something that I don't see in the U.S., or at least at the hotels that I've stayed in, in the U.S. in places like Vegas or Palm Springs. Maybe somebody can correct me and say, oh, you're supposed to do that. That'd be interesting to see what you guys have to say. Robin asks, are you fluent in Spanish? Unfortunately, poquito, a little bit. I'm not. I'm not. It's my a lot of the Spanish that I know is based on is from back in elementary school. It depends. It depends on the subject at hand. Obviously, once I'm immersed there, I'm gonna all the Spanish that's in the back of my mind will start to come back through. It depends on the context. But no, I'm not fluent at all. In terms of like, oh, I could speak a conversation, right away. But I'm able to work with what I can. I think back in when I had to make a visit to the bank during my second visit to the country, I had to make sure, I was able to double make sure, I had what I was able to say. I had the proper questions in Spanish already in my head because, money, finance, so things that I'm interested in, I'm able to figure out remember those words in Spanish. Quiero depositar a mi cuenta. I want to deposit it into my account, or uh, quiero cambiar a quiero cambiar dólares a colones. I want to change dollars to colones, the local currency. So I was able to do that, successfully, without needing any translation. That's easy to stay or to say. That is something that I am absolutely need to work on. Because otherwise I'm gonna get scolded by the whatchamacallit, the people at the Italian consulate, or not necessarily my family, but definitely the folks in the Italian consulate whenever I renew. Uh, actually, I don't think any of you guys know. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and showcase it right here. One moment, guys. All right. You can blame Joe for bringing it up, but I had to go pull it out here, my little secret area, so you guys don't see where I stash my important stuff. To answer Joe's question, yeah, I know some Italian, of course, but I need to be better in fluent. I did download sometime last year a couple of apps on my phone, and I just need to spend more time on those apps to be able to, on a daily basis to try to actually improve my fluency and be able to understand what some of my family members are just start talking about. But speaking of such, I wanted to pull this up here because I don't think I've showcased this with any of you guys. But so I've got a couple of documents here. Obviously, I have my U.S. passport. Obviously, gonna be using this when traveling to Costa Rica, of course. But I also have an Italian passport. I'm a dual citizen, and I realized back in 2016, I believe, that I actually would qualify because I didn't have it. I didn't have the citizenship officially in 2016. But prior to 2016, so I just so that was the year when I did some research on Italian nationality law, and and then I looked did some research on, okay, well, how can I, is there a service out there that can help me, go through the process of getting the documents needed, because apparently there is a lengthy process that you have to do, and then get an appointment with the consulate to provide the notarized documents that prove that I am a citizen of Italy by descent, under their laws, because obviously my parents did not give it to me by when I was born. So, as an adult now, I had to go through the process myself, of proving my lineage and being able to claim the citizenship. So yeah, 2016 is when I hired a third party to help me, and I think it was November 2018 when I got the citizenship appointment after getting all the necessary documents. I was given a pep talk on what to expect, and then I had a binder with all the documents in order to provide as requested by the consulate worker, and it was successful. And then a little over a year later, I received an email stating that I've been granted Italian citizenship. It was approved. And then and then the pandemic happened and everything closed. So the last bit of thing I needed to do was get the passport. That had to wait until lockdowns finished, and that ended up taking place in November of 2021. Had the passport appointment, and then 8 days later, the passport came in the mail. The Italian passport came faster than the U.S. passport when I renewed when I renewed this earlier that year. I mean, and this was before the big lengthy multiple month delays that you were hearing in the news, in 2022, 2023, I believe it was, with regards to U.S. passport applications. But yeah. You with no beard looks like 2000s Mike Madison. I think I saw a notification on my phone of a new follow. Was that you, bowling dude? Yeah, always nice to be given a comparison between with another poker player, I guess. But yeah, and who knows? Maybe I'll have an extended trip to Europe with this one of these days. Faster than anything at the DMV. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's another thing too in Costa Rica. The banks, or specifically the state-owned banks. Banking in Costa Rica is very different because I actually do have an account there as well because I used it to fund my e-wallet account. Obviously, right now, the debit card that I have for that account had expired after my last visit. Expired in 2022. I haven't decided yet if I want to renew it. You know, don't know how that's going to take, but I don't. And I only have like what, maybe less than $30 in the account. But this is what it looks like. I'm going to cover the most important stuff. Uh, but yeah, Banco de Costa Rica, BCR, BCR. Yeah, that's what it looks like. That's proof right there. Oh, and another thing, the online banking is a different experience as well. This is what I've read about as well about banking outside the US that I wish banks in the US did more often, and that is to have a better system of two factor authentication. Because banks in the US, for some reason, default to telephone, text message, SMS, two factor authentication when you sign into online banking. That is the least secure version. But other banks will have either like a secure token or, in this case, a debit card sized security key, clave dinamica, or that's what it's called here. This is for the Costa Rica online banking. I'm not going to show you what's on the other side because it has all a bunch of numbers, but what it has columns A through J and rows 1 through 5, and there's a 2-digit number in each of them. And so when you log in your online banking, after you type in your username and password, what you do is you put in it tells you, okay, give me the number from column D, row 3, and then you put that number there, and you do it for 3 different numbers, and then it logs you in. And they also force you to reset your password after a certain number of months. By default, I think it's 3, but you can extend it to 6. So yeah, that's a difference right there. Your bank doesn't even. My goodness, yeah. I mean, yeah, the U.S. is such a basket case when it comes to the banking system. We still use paper checks. Most of the world has no longer even used paper checks. I don't think I've not seen a single one in Costa Rica. Obviously, Europe is much more past that. They've stopped paper. Using paper checks back in the '90s. I think in Costa Rica, I've not seen a single paper check. They have electronic forms of transfer. Like we do and everybody else does, as well as cash. Cash is still dominant in Latin America, especially. But they also have you can also use your Visa or Mastercard, credit or debit card as usual. But they also have their own electronic transfer methods. All right, see you, Joe. Yeah, I'm about to start wrapping things up as well because it's the top of the hour now. We've got a tournament in 15 minutes. But I think I said there was some more thing. Oh yeah. So yeah, the online banking, yeah, seems pretty good. With regards to Costa Rica. However, actually going to the branch. This is in reference to what Robin just said about the DMV. It's like going to the DMV. So in Costa Rica, you have two different types of banks. You have state-owned banks, the public banks, and you have the private banks. Uh, so the state-owned banks, the main difference is deposit insurance. Let's just say so. Banco de Costa Rica, which is the one I have a bank in, Banco Nacional de Costa Rica, or just Banco Nacional, and I think Banco Popular. Those are the three. I think those are the only three. I'm not sure. There might have used to be more, but those are the three state-owned banks. So the government owns them outright. But the main benefit is that all deposits are insured 100%. There's no cap like there is here in the U.S. or in Europe. That's the one benefit, I guess you could say. However, because it's government owned, you have the typical you have what is it, the typical what you would expect when you have you have the typical bureaucracy of a government institution. So instead of actually going into a line for a teller, you have to pick a number and you sit down and then you wait for your number to be called. And they take their and it seems like they take a lot of time as well. And not to mention, if you go right when the bank opens at 9 a.m., there's a line outside. So you have to queue up in line. People queue up in line 30 minutes before the bank opens so that they can get in right away and get served. And there's two set and the branch that I'm familiar with has two different areas. You have the caja, or the cashier. So if you want to make deposits, withdrawals, etc., or do currency exchange, you go there. And then there is the plataforma de servicios, or service platform. So if you have account related stuff, that are different. Like opening up an account or filling out forms. That you go to the service platform if you have any issues. So yeah, that's the difference there. With those. Of course, there's the private banks, which would probably have better service, but you have no deposit insurance with the private banks. So if a bank fails, there's the risk that you lose everything. And those are typically, what is it? Let's see. What are the examples? BAC Credomatic, Bac Credomatic, or Bac San Jose for the local branch, the Costa Rican subsidiary. So yeah, BAC Credomatic has multiple branches across Central America and the Caribbean, I think, as well. Gosh, I'm still streaming, guys. Sorry about that. And then you have Scotia Bank, a Canadian bank, also has branches there. I've heard that's the worst place to bank, though. So, from my research, but that's it's up to you to decide on that. But I've used the BAC Credomatic ATMs with my U.S. debit card, and it works fine. And I think I recommend that one the most because they have high limits if you need to withdraw, a significant amount in the local currency, especially. ATMs are usually the best exchange rate, at least for me anyway. It depends on your bank, of course, what your fees are, for usage abroad. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it off right here. I'm discussing things way too long. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play some Hunter Play video poker for you guys, but we got to end it off right here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. If you enjoyed this stream, if you enjoyed my conversation, you learned something new about Costa Rica or whatever, and if you just enjoyed the stream, though, do me a favor, hit the like button. Definitely appreciate it. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, share the stream with others, and hit the bell icon to be notified once I release a brand new video. Until then, for those of you in the poker club, we have a tournament coming up in about 10 minutes. I'll join you guys there. And for everybody else, we have our next stream on Thursday for the weekly 20K Live, our flagship poker tournament. Of course, we'll resume the Monday mic drop next week as well. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. I'll see you for the next one. Oh, one last thing. I've just finished editing the day 3 recap of Poker Marathon Week. I just need to record the actual post commentary, but I've got the clips all set up. This is a longer one, so this one's going to be a bit longer than the previous two because there were actually much more stuff to discuss. But yeah, as Robin says, I'll see you in a few as well for all the poker players out there. So yeah, take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your week, and go make it happen.